Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. So today I am doing my Wonderlandathon TBR. Basically, this is a readathon hosted by. Wait a second, I need to. Booksnake Aaron and the Legendary Reader, and I will link both of their channels down below so you can check them out. And yeah, this readathon will be going on throughout the whole month of July. So yeah, and I have a few books, I have a lot of prompts, and let's see how it all goes. I mean, I don't know how it actually will go, just because if you hear the fan in the background, it's super hot, and then I don't feel like reading. And that is also the reason I have a lot of books that I hopefully will be reading on audiobook. And I have been playing Animal Crossing for like forever, so yeah. But basically, a few rules is that you can only have one book for each of the stories, so no doubling up, and you need to complete the each chapter in Alice in Wonderland in order. However, we have some companion novels, and they can be completed like throughout, yeah, or in between everything, so yeah. But let's just go through. So we will start with the chapters in Alice in Wonderland. The first one is Chapter 1, Down the Rabbit Hole, and that is to read the first book in a fantasy series. And I have decided to go with Prince of Thorns, and I don't know a lot about this except that it's a fantasy. I think it's about this young boy, and I don't know if he murders people or what. I don't like to know too much what books are about, just because some of the synopsis on back will reveal too much of a book. But yeah. And then we have Chapter 2, The Pool of Tears, with a book that you think will make you cry. And I have decided to go with The Trouble with Hating You. I don't know much about this book. I mean, I think it's about this woman. She meets this guy who her parents are trying to like get them together, and they don't like each other, but she accidentally hires him to do some work or something. So the thing with romance novels with me is that they are really hit or miss. Usually there is like something emotional that will be going on, and if I am connected to the characters, I might. I'm not going to say I will cry. I don't know. I barely cry in any books, so. Then we have Chapter 3, the Caucus Race and a Long Tail, and that is to read a book featuring a race. So that can be like a literal race or something like a race to save the world. I have decided to go with A Need for Speed by Brian Keller. So, this features like a race. Basically, this is a book that is based on the movie that is based on the video game series. So in this we are following Toby, and he is imprisoned for a crime he didn't commit, and when he's out, he is out for revenge, and he wants to join this car race, to kind of win. So I love the movie, and I hope this is just as good. Then we have chapter 4, The Rabbit Sends in a Little Bill. And that is a book with one of your favorite animal on the cover. I've decided to go with Pierce because it's a dog on the cover. If I'm not wrong, this is the second book in the K9 series. I read the first one and I enjoyed it, and I want to continue on and see how I like this. It's a dog on the cover. I love dogs. So yeah, don't know much about what this book is about. Most likely it will be some sort of saving some dogs and possibly some romance. Then we have chapter 5, Advice from a Caterpillar. And that is a book that deals with a tough topic. I have decided to go with a passage. I kind of read through books that I felt like maybe I wanted to read, and this one has some tough topics. I don't remember them off the top of my head, but I will write them in a line down here so anyone can see. So let's go to chapter 6, A Pig and Pepper, and that is a book featuring cats, or has cats on the cover or in the title. And I have decided to go with The Problem with Tabbies. And this is the second book in the Love and Pets, I think it's Love and Pets series. This is someone with tabbies, which is some sort of cat breed. They're fairly short. I know that there will be a romance in here. So yeah, can't wait. I usually really enjoy it. But who knows? Hi, baby! Then we have chapter 7, A Mad Tea Party. And that is read a book while drinking a cup of tea or your favorite drink. So most likely I will drink a cup of coffee because I do that every morning. And usually I actually read while doing that as well. So I will be reading Bite of Winter. This is the third book in Face Captive. And I have been reading this. I have been really enjoying every single thing I have read. So, can't wait to continue on. So, in this we are following this girl, and her roommate in college basically drugs her and ships her off to the fairy realm. And then the king of the winter realm basically mates with this woman. And now they are on their way back to the fairy realm. Next is chapter 8, The Queen's Croquet Crown. Read a book featuring royalty or has a crown on the cover. I have decided to go with Malice. This in the synopsis mentions some sort of royalty. And I need to read this book this month anyways. So, I don't know what it's about. The next is Chapter 9, The Mock Turtle Story. A book that takes place at the sea or near the sea. I have decided to go with Beach Read. I know this is about these two people who are, I think it's literary fiction and a romance author. And basically they are kind of in a writing slump and writer's block. So they meet, they have these beach houses close to each other, so they decide to swap genres for the summer. Can't wait to read it. Hopefully it will be good. Then we have Chapter 10, The Lobster's Quadrille. Read a book featuring music in any way, or read a red book. I have decided to go with Storm. This book features a musician, so I don't know much more about that. It's a romance, so. The next is Chapter 11, Who Stole the Tarts? And that is really one of the host's favorite book. So I went through everything to find some like 4 or 5-star books. And this one was highly rated on, I think both, maybe at least Legendary Reader. I have decided to go with City of Bones. This is the first book in Mortal Instruments. I have never read this book, so you will get a reading blog of that. If I get to this book, you will get a reading blog for that. And I'm very curious about how I am feeling of this. If I at least enjoy it, I will continue on, or I will continue on no matter what. I think we can leave it at that. So, yeah, I don't know how I will feel about this, let's be honest. But I will read this, don't know much about it. I like to go in with everything blank, so. The next is Chapter 12, Alice's Evidence, and that is to read a mystery. I have decided to go with Silence of Bones. Don't know what this is about, but it's a mystery. I don't want to know anything about my mysteries, thrillers, anything, just because it's much easier to not know anything. And then we go over to the companion prompts. We have a lot of companion prompts, so let's see how many of these we can get through. I have some that are kind of more priority than others, so yeah. The first one is Alice, and that is read Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. So I will try and read that. I have never read it before. I have never even seen like the original, like Disney Alice in Wonderland. I have never seen that. I have only seen the live action. So let's see how I enjoy it. The next one is Cheshire Cat. Read a book with purple, pink, gray, or blue on the cover. I have decided to go with A Song Below Water because I need to read this. It's books with Chloe's Patreon book picks, so I should get to that. The next one is The March Hare, and that is read a book with a weird, naughty character. If I get to this, I will be happy. The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. I started this one like a few months ago, and I got like 50 pages in, and I don't remember a thing. But this is a huge chunker. It's like 500 pages, so yeah. I don't know if I will get to this, but hopefully I will. I mean, I have like 3 weeks to read everything, so yeah. Then we have The White Hare. No. The White Rabbit. Read a book with white on the cover. I've decided to go with Love Interrupted. Don't know what this is about. It's quite short. I just need some shorter books on my TBR because I have a lot of huge books, so I need something short. Then we have The Queen of Hearts. Read a book with heart in the cover or title, or a book you think you will love. I have decided to go with Heartstopper Volume 3. This is where I'm up to. I have loved the first two, and I can't wait to continue on with this series and see. They are quick reads. I have read like the first two in like 30 minutes, an hour, so I really can't wait to read this. The next is The King of Hearts, and that is to read a short story or a novella. So this is a bind-up. I will read the first one, which is Shadow Me, and that is the 4.5 in the Shadow Me series. And I read Restore Me like a few months ago. I want to continue on. You will see more from the Shadow Me series later on in this video. So, the next is The Caterpillar, and that is read a book with a wise character or a character that gives good advice. I have decided to go with Shadow of the Fox. This is one of the recommendations. I have had this on my TBR for a while. We'll see if I find the audiobook or something. But I have been wanting to read this, so we are finally maybe reading it. The next is The Duchess, and that is a book that has a bad cover that you think will have a great story. So, I don't know if it will be a good story. The reason why I have this is because I don't remember much from it, but when I started my channel, I read this book and I gave it 5 stars. So I'm curious about if I am completely nuts or what. That is After by Anna Todd. There are so mixed opinions on this book. Let's be honest, I don't like the cover. It's boring, to be honest. So, I will have a reading log of this where I see if I still enjoy it or not. So I apparently gave this 5 stars. I don't know, because it's years since I read it, and yeah, will I like it or will I not? There are so many opinions on this book. You rather really like it or really hate it. So I want to see again where I stand, because I apparently love this book and I don't remember anything about it. Then we have The Mad Hatter. Read a book with something on someone's head. I've decided to go with Promise of Darkness. If I remember correctly, she has a crown. And if I'm not wrong, this is for fans of Sarah J. Maas fans. So, then we have The Dormouse. Read a whole book in bed. Can be multiple sittings. I have decided to go with Red Rising. This is one of the books that I also need to read this month. So I will read it. I don't know much about it, to be honest, but I want to read it. Then we have The Mouse. Read a small book. I have decided to go with a book called FC Messi. And this is a book I found on my library site. I need to read it for my Bookoply. It's short. Don't know anything about it because I just found it, so it was short and thought, sure, why not? Then we have The Mock Turtle. Read a hardcover. I have decided to go with The Gracier by Kim Jet. I started this and got like 62 pages in, and I stopped, and I really enjoyed what I read, and now I will read it. I need to start all over again. Hi, baby. Hi. Hallo. Du kom opp. Du kan det, ikke sant? Hopp opp, da. Hi. Okay, so now we will have background. Where was I? Yeah. Okay, then we have the Griffin, bird or lion on the cover. I have decided to go with Defy Me by Tahara Mafi, the 5th book in the Shadow Me series. And you don't see it, but we have some birds up here, and we have a bird in the eye. So I can't wait. I have been loving them until now, so let's see if it's continue on to see if it's good or not. Baby, hi. Then we have Alice's Sister, and that is read a book featuring siblings. I have decided to go with The Reptile Room, which is the 2nd book in a series of unfortunate events. I know that this features siblings, so yeah. Then we have the Dodo, read a classic. I have decided to go with Songs of Innocence and of Experience. No idea what this is about. I just took the shortest one that I could find. So, then we have The Cook, a book featuring cooking or baking. I have decided to go with Nuts. I know that this is about some sort of, I think she's a cook or something. Don't know, or is it him? Don't remember, but it features cooking and baking. I think it should, at least. Then we have Bill the Lizard, read a green book. I have decided to go with The Problem with Pugs. This is the 1st book in the Love and Pets series. So I can't wait to read this. It seems really good, and I just want to see how I feel about it. Then we have The Playing Card Gardeners, and that is flowers on the cover. I have decided to go with Dear Haiti, Love Elaine with this. Don't know what it's about, so, but I want to read it. So then the last prompt is the Naval Parts. Read a book with lie in the title or features a lying. So I have decided to go with The Vanishing Year. This one mentions specifically someone with a secret. I think it says something about lying too. So I will be reading that, and yeah, that was all the prompts. That was it for all the prompts, and yeah, let's see if I can read every one of these. Maybe it will be changes. I just, when I have a large TBR, I just find other things that I want to read, and then I read it, and then I'm like, what can I use it for? But I will try and stick with my TBR. See if I finish at least half of them. I don't know how my reading will be. I will be like gone for a week. So I don't know. I think I will have with me some shorter books that I can read during that week, because I'm going to meet some of my family members, and I mean, I'm not going to you know, read while they are there. I mean, if I'm taking a nap, then I can definitely do some reading. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and if you want updates, I hope I will be able to update on Instagram every time I finish a book and what prompts they are for. I don't think I will be doing reading vlogs just because I, for the moment, don't have any motivation to actually edit them. Don't ask why, I just don't have motivation. But yeah, that was it for this video, and if you enjoyed it, remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below for more videos. If you want to follow me on any of my social media, all the links are down in the description, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!